Hello everyone, my name is Babu from CSM department, Laxman Reddy Institute of Technology and Management. I am explaining the subject of mobile computing. What is mobile computing? Why we are call it as a mobile computing, right? The first topic is introduction to mobile computing. Mobile computing is a technology that provides an environment that enables users to transmit data from one device to another device without having an physical link or any cables. Without having any cables, for that we can transfer our data from one device to another device. For that we can call it as a mobile computing technology. That mobile computing technology has been divided into three types. One is mobile communication, second one is mobile software, and the third one is mobile hardware. Come to the first, that is mobile communication. Why we can call it as a mobile communication? Mobile communication specifies a framework that is responsible for the working of mobile computing technology. In this case, mobile communication refers to an infrastructure that ensures seamless and reliable communication among wireless devices, right? For this we can call it as a mobile communication, and this mobile communication has been divided into four types. One is fixed and wired, another one is fixed and wireless, and the third one is mobile and wired, and the fourth one is mobile and wireless. These are the four types that we are using in a mobile communication, right? For this we can call it as a mobile communication. Come to the next one. For example, for this fixed and wired, we can take it as an example of desktop computer, right? Fixed and wired. All we know about that, desktop computer should be connected with the physical link. For that we can call it as, for that we can take it as an example of desktop computer. And the second one is fixed and wireless. Fixed and wireless, for this we can take it as an example communication towers and Wi-Fi router. Communication tower should be fixed, right? And the Wi-Fi router also has been fixed only. So for through that only we are connecting number of devices, right? And the next one is mobile and wired. For mobile and wired, we can take it as an example of laptops. Laptops can be wired, right? And it has to be a portable. For that we can call it as mobile and wired. And the next one is mobile and wireless. Mobile and wireless, for that we can call it as a Wi-Fi dongle. Wi-Fi dongle cannot be connected with any physical link, right? Through that Wi-Fi dongle we can connect the number of devices, right? This is the example of mobile and wireless. And the next come to the mobile hardware. Mobile hardware consists of mobile devices or devices components that can be used to receive or access the service of mobility. Examples of mobile hardware can be a smartphones, a laptops, a tablets, a portable PCs, and the personal digital assistants. For that we can call it as, we can take it as an example of mobile hardware. And the next come to the mobile software. Mobile software is a program that runs on a mobile hardware. Mobile software is a program that runs on mobile hardware. This is designed to deal capably with the characteristics and requirements of mobile applications. For this, that we can call it as a mobile software. And next topic is come to the applications of mobile computing. There are so many applications of mobile computing. First one is that web or internet access. First application is web or internet access is the application of mobile computing, and the second one is global position system. Global position system means what? GPS. GPS, for that we can call it as global position system. And the next one is emergency services, and the next one is entertainment services, and the last one is education services. There are 5 types of mobile computing applications. First one is web and or internet access, and the second one is global position system, that is what? GPS, and the next third one is emergency services, and the fourth one is entertainment services, and the fifth one is educational services. These all are the applications of mobile computing. And the next come to the generations of mobile computing, how the generations has to be made in the mobile computing. All we are know about that, how the generations has to be going on to the mobile computing. There are 5 types of generations. First one is 1G, and the second one is 2G, and the third one is 3G, and the fourth one is 5G, the 4G, and the fifth one is 5G. There are 5 types of generations. In the first generations, mobile communication is done only through an analog signal that has been used to transmit the user data. In the first generation, mobile communication is done only through an analog signal that has been used to transmit the user data in the first generation. After that, come to the second generation. In second generation, digital signals were used to transmit voice as well as data in the second generation. And the third generation, high speed data transfer and video calling were introduced in the 3G, means third generation. And come to the fourth generation. In fourth generation, high speed data transfer and video calling were improved in the fourth generation. And come to the fifth generation. Fifth generation means what? That is, nowadays we are using a 5G, high speed data transfer, low latency and improved connectivity are the main features of 5G. These 5 are the generations of mobile computing. Next, come to the next point, that is what? Multiplexing. Multiplexing, all we know about that. Multiplexing earlier means in the computer networks we studied about the mobile multiplexing. Multiplexing means what? In that there are multiple signals that has to be converted into a multiple signals, converted into a single signal. See, in this mobile computing, multiplexing is nothing but multiplexing is a technique used in the area of electronics and signal processing in mobile computing, telecommunications and computer networks. Multiplexing is a method that can be used to combine multiple analog or a digital signal into a one signal over a shared medium. Multiple types of analog or digital signals converted into a one signal over a medium. For that we can call it as a multiplexing, right? The main aim of using this method is to share scarce resource. Scarce resource. Scarce resource means what? High, low, low low and in high demand of connectivity. For that we can call it as a scarce resource. Example for this multiplexing is what? You can see the real life example of multiplexing is in the telecommunication field, where several telephone calls may be carried using a one wire. Multiplexing is also called as muxing. We can call it as a muxing also. Multiplexing by muxing also we can call it as a multiplexing, right? And the key points of multiplexing. What are the key points of multiplexing? Multiplexing is a technique that allows multiple simultaneous analog or a digital transmission across the single data link. And the second point is the main motive behind the development of multiplexing is to provide simple and easy communication, proper resource sharing and its utilization. This is the best way to utilize and share a limited resource equally among multiple devices. These all are the key points of multiplexing. Multiplexing can be divided into four types. What are those? There are four types of multiplexing. First one is FDM. For FDM means what? It is a frequency division multiplexing. And the next one is TDM. TDM means what? Time division multiplexing. And the third one is CDM. CDM means what? Code division multiplexing. And the fourth one is SDM. SDM means what? SDM means space division multiplexing. There are four types of multiplexing. First one is frequency division multiplexing, second one is time division multiplexing, third one is code division multiplexing, and the fourth one is space division multiplexing. These all are the types of multiplexing. Next come to the spread spectrum. Spread spectrum in a mobile computing is a technique used to wireless communication in telecommunication and radio communication. Why we are using a spread spectrum means we can use, it is a technique used to wireless communication in a telecommunication and a radio communication. In this technique, the frequency of the transmitted signal, that is electrical signal, electromagnetic signal or acoustic signals, is deliberately varied and generates a much greater bandwidth than the signal would have if its frequency were not varied. In other words, spread spectrum is a technique in which the transmitted signals of a specific frequencies are varied slightly to obtain greater bandwidth as compared to initial bandwidth. Now, spread spectrum technology is widely used in a radio signals transmission because it can easily reduce noise and other signal issues, right? Last point is what? Nowadays, spread spectrum we are using in a widely using in a radio signals. Why? Because in that spread spectrum there is a chance to reduce a noise and other signal issues. Because of that only in a radio signals nowadays we are using a spread spectrum. And there are types of spread spectrum. What is that? Types of spread spectrums means there are two types of spread spectrums. Two types of spread spectrums. Two types of spread spectrum. First one is what? FHSS. FHSS means what? Frequency hopping spread spectrum. And the second one is DSSS. Direct sequence spread spectrum. There are two types of spread spectrums. First one is what? Frequency hopping spread spectrum and direct sequence spread spectrum. And in a frequency hopping spread spectrum, it has to be divided into again two types. One is frequency hopping spread frequency hopping spread spectrum. What is that? Frequency, first we can know about this frequency hopping spread spectrum. Why we can call it as a FHSS. The frequency hopping spread spectrum allows to utilize bandwidth properly and maximum. In this technique, the whole available bandwidth is divided into many channels and spread between channels arranged continuously. For that, we can call it as a frequency hopping spread spectrum. Right? Once again, I will repeat. The frequency hopping spread spectrum allows us to utilize bandwidth properly and maximum. In this technique, the whole available bandwidth is divided into a channels and spread between channels and arranged it continuously. What is that? The whole available bandwidth can be divided into a number of channels, and that channels has to be spread between channels, and that channels has to be continuously arranged. For that, we can call it as a frequency hopping spread spectrum. And frequency hopping spread spectrum can be divided into two types. One is slow hopping and another one is fast hopping. Slow hopping and the fast hopping. There are two types of frequency hopping spread spectrum. First one is slow hopping. In the slow hopping, multiple bits are transmitted on a specific frequency or a same frequency. What is that? Multiple bits are transmitted on a specific frequency or a same frequency. For that, we can call it as a slow hopping. And the fast hopping, second one is fast hopping. In fast hopping, individual bits are split and then transmitted on different frequencies. What is that? In fast hopping, individual bits are split and then transmitted on different frequencies. For this, we can call it as a fast hopping, right? Come to the next topic, that is what? Direct sequence spread spectrum. What is direct sequence spread spectrum? Why we can call it as a direct sequence spread spectrum? The direct sequence spread spectrum is spread spectrum modulation technique primarily used to reduce overall signal interference in telecommunication. The direct sequence spread spectrum modulation makes the transmitted signals wider in bandwidth than the information bandwidth. What is that direct sequence spread spectrum? The direct sequence spread spectrum modulation makes the transmitted signal wider in bandwidth. That whichever the transmitted signal has to be wider in bandwidth than the information bandwidth. For that, we can call it as a direct sequence spread spectrum. And in this direct sequence spread spectrum, again it has to be divided into two types. One is wide band and another one is narrow band. There are two types of direct sequence spread spectrum. One is wide band and another one is narrow band. For this, we can call it as a direct sequence spread spectrum. Next, coming to the advantages of direct sequence spread spectrum. Direct sequence spread spectrum or a DSSS. DSSS is nothing but direct sequence spread spectrum is less reluctant to noise. That's why the DSS systems performs in the presence of noise is better than the frequency hopping spread spectrum system. In direct, once again I will repeat, direct sequence spread spectrum is less reluctant to noise. That's why the direct sequence spread spectrum system performance in the presence of noise is better than FHSS. FHSS means what? Frequency hopping spread spectrum. What is that? In the noise place also, compared to frequency hopping spread spectrum, the direct sequence spread spectrum is performance is good. in this point. What is that? In the noise place also, the compared to frequency hopping spread spectrum, the direct sequence spread spectrum is better than the FHSS. And the next point is, in direct sequence spread spectrum, signals are challenging to detect. The signals are challenging to detect. And the next point, it provides the best discrimination against multipath signals. In this word, it provides the best discrimination against multipath signals. And the next point is, in direct sequence spread spectrum, there are very few chances of jamming because it avoids intentional interference such as jamming effectively. These four are the advantages of spread spectrum, right? What are those? What are the first one is introduction to mobile computing. Next one is applications of mobile computing, generations of mobile computing, and then the multiplexing, and then the spread spectrum. These topics has to be covered today. In the next class, we can go through the next topic. Thank you.